What's up? What's up? We're coming towards the end of the year. This is the Digital Brain channel, and I just want to give a overall life update, an overall consensus on where I'm going with my life in 2024, and some of my goals that I have. Um, 2023 was a hard year, but it was good in a lot of ways too. I rekindled some old friendships, uh, met some great people. I worked a lot, but and there was a lot of failures on my part in terms of certain things. Um, I had a pretty bad breakup, but none of those things I will say they may have like put me in a short depressive state, but like I decided to keep going and keep moving forward. So I said, okay, and that's even through the pain, just keep going. Um, And, it got me thinking because the end of 2023, while it hasn't been, it's not, exactly how I would picture it, it's a step in the right direction as far as like the things I'm doing. There's just certain things I won't do anymore. I won't make bad decisions anymore like I used to, or I'm more mindful of the things that I've done in the past and how I could do things a little bit better. And I just want to say this, man. Sometimes it takes outworking people. And here's my plan in 2024, how to actually outwork everybody. And what I mean by that is like, of course, there's somebody who's always working smarter or faster than you. But what I mean is sometimes it's good to outwork most people. Um, and that means like if you're in a state of having the resources to build mobility, it's better to take that mobility and push it to the max than it is to try to step back and not acknowledge it, right? So we live in a time where things are so expensive. The world is it feels like it's going to crap, right? But at the same time, in 2023, 2022, we got a ton of new resources. We got new ways of making money. We've got new forms of, like just ways of connecting with people. Content creation has like blown up since, uh, and the 2020s are looking exciting. We have AI, ChatGPT, like I said, YouTube, Snapchat, Facebook. All these things are blowing up. And I think that if people take advantage of them on top of working a job, it could put them in a position they could not have possibly imagined. Now, what I understand about most creators or most of the people who are out there trying to build businesses is that they're afraid to keep working a job. I was that same type of person because I was scared of how it would look. But now that I'm like at this point, I don't care what people think. What matters is that I'm able to keep building a business even through the obstacles, and I don't have a problem working 18 hours a day to maintain. And that might seem crazy because a lot of people say, well, that's unhealthy. Well, you don't have to outwork people forever. You just have to do it long enough to put yourself in a position to capitalize. If you can't get no loan, or even if you can, maybe you decide, would it be smart to get a loan? And I've taken a few loans to expand my YouTube and my content and my Facebook pages and stuff like that, but they were never big loans. They were small personal loans. Um, but here's why I would never take another loan. Uh, I was not able to profit fast enough to pay off those loans. That put me in a sticky spot, and I had to go back to the drawing board. I had to take all the money that I was making, keep a job, and put that money back into paying off my debt. And I've got my debt pretty low these days. They're pretty low, but I'd rather work the 18 hours where I know I'm more mindful and I can control the money and keep building. So all I have to say is if you're gonna outwork, it might be better to do that in the beginning than maybe take on loans when you see more profitability. Just from my personal experience, if you're doing a business like I'm doing, which is the digital media landscape, which can implode at any time. I don't care how good you are, it's probably better to live under below your means as long as possible and continue to reinvest until it's just big enough to where it'll keep the wheel spinning. So what I'm saying is in 2024, if you plan to get ahead of people, like, that's one of my plans. I plan to definitely just downsize. I don't go out to eat anymore. You won't see me in a restaurant in 2024 unless I'm taking the person I'm dating to dinner. You won't see me. You won't see me in a restaurant. You won't see me out drinking. I no alcohol, no smoking, no anything. I will literally focus and be consistent and only working my job to bring in money so I can keep growing this business. And, I'll pay for the basic necessities of food, rent, bill, because that stuff doesn't matter to me. I have no problem like giving up leisure. I don't know what it is about me, but I'm good with just having my phone and devices and my computers and work. The good thing is that when I'm working out, I love doing it, and I've been doing this for so long that it doesn't kill me to not do anything leisurely. Um, so like, maybe I travel once or twice a year. I do it. I went to Panama City this year in 2023 briefly for about a week. I probably will travel again at the end of next year, but you won't see me in 2024. I probably won't travel in 2024. I'll be honest. I might sacrifice a year to really focus on building this, and the reason why is like, you only get one shot, and it's like, yeah, that's cool. You could go and travel somewhere, but you have to think about it like this, right? If you want to outwork everybody, you have to give up and sacrifice the things that people are not willing to sacrifice on a month to month and yearly basis. Most people are seeing things they see on social media and say, "Oh, I want to travel. Oh, I want to have money. Oh, I want to do this." But they don't get that there's a sacrifice, and I mean, there's a huge, 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 huge sacrifice to getting there, and that sacrifice might require you to give up some things you don't want to give up. I think I came to this realization around last year of like May, and during that time in that relationship, it was really hard on my partner because I just refused. I wouldn't say I was cheap, but I understood the trajectory. I was like, did I want a life where we're just, we weren't struggling, but we were going to get there if we kept the same lifestyle. And I was like, I think that it's better if we both work. She didn't want to work. She didn't want to keep a job. She didn't really want to have money. And this isn't no fault to her. I get it. She was, younger than me. We were both in our 20s, but she was like a couple of years younger. I think like 4 years younger than me. And it was like, that was like, okay, we don't have the same ambitions. We're not going to work. Doesn't mean she's a bad person, but I know that she would be happy with someone who would just be, maybe working a job and like just doing the bare minimum to maybe to get by, or just having a good job in general. Me, I was a little bit more of a risk taker, entrepreneurial. I was willing to sacrifice 16 months of my life. I literally wrote that down in a notebook. I was like, I'm willing to sacrifice 16 months of my life in any leisure to get to where I am. Because, and that doesn't mean it will be like that forever. I want to have fun and enjoy things like, my family. For the most part, I don't leave that stuff out. I still find time to go visit like my grandma or, my parents, or like, you know, hang out with friends here and there, but in moderation. I just limit it. So, instead of going out with friends every weekend to the bar or going to drink every single day, like some of my buddies or my old buddies, I couldn't, I'll be honest, I don't even call them friends anymore because I can't see them, after they get off work, they go to happy hour. Every time there's lunch, they go to happy hour and go have a beer. They go have a drink, and yeah, they have a good job, but what kind of life is that you have to go and like I said, everyone has their own lives, but I knew what I wanted, and I knew that it was smart for me to, and go a different direction, and I knew it was gonna be a little lonely. Funny enough, I met a ragtag group of these content creators and people who are in business that were wanting to do this stuff. So it definitely changed my whole mindset. My whole mindset was, um, I'm just gonna go all in, and that's what I'm saying. On that topic of wanting to outwork people, you might you might have to get rid of some people, not because you think you're better than them, but it's just like you're trying to accomplish a different goal. That doesn't mean like it's any hard feelings. It's just like, I'm sorry, I gotta do this, and it does suck. Some people don't understand. I think too, if you, for me specifically, because I'm doing content creation, so it might require getting a number of subscribers or followers or viewers. But I, of course, I don't do this for the attention either. I actually love video editing, video production, everything about internet culture. I love online video content. Like, I literally love it. Like, there's nothing on this planet I love more besides my mom and the current person of it. Like, I'm telling you right now, I love video so much that even if they took the subscriber numbers and the followers away and it was just like you just upload for people to see, I would still do it. So it's something intrinsically about the media and like creating something awesome, whether it's just a talking head video like this or create a full cinematic, a piece of content, or like making thumbnails and editing for other people, which is how I make most of my money right now, or doing ads for other people. um, I think when you love something, it's easier for you to not care so much about, you know traveling or going to the, you don't care so much about that stuff because I knew that I gave up some of the things I wanted to do in 2023 just because of the partner I had at the time. I wanted to go to VidCon. I wanted to go to Vid Summit. I wanted to do this, but I didn't have time to, go on this quick trip or go do this dinner and then also go do that, because I was just very meticulous about my budget. So I would say, to advice to all of you that want to outwork everyone, cut stuff. Just start cutting the fat. Stop caring what people think. I sold my car and got a cheaper car. Okay, I live basic. I will eat beans and rice and make, of course, buy some chicken from the store and make it stretch. And this is from somebody who can make a decent living for himself. Not the most amazing, but like, I, I just I just stopped caring because I was like, okay, that 10 or 20 bucks that I'm saving to put into my business goes a long way in the digital world. Because, for instance, if I wanted to create a video that was a horror recap for my Horror Central channel, which now is growing a lot, and I'm getting sourced from other editors. The thing is like that meal you buy in the restaurant is that $10 spent right there. And I think about it like, damn, that $10 was a video that could have been created. And then if I buy $10 worth of loaf of bread, cheese, mayonnaise, and meat, that's very different because you're spending that $10 on something that's gonna last you, a couple of days or a week. And that's when I started thinking about how to really grow the business. I started thinking more economically. Like, where exactly is that dollar going? Because I need those dollars to keep growing. And I have only a specific budget that I'm willing to spend to make sure that I'm taking care of student loans, bills, and my rent, and my car, and my insurances, essentially. So it's like making my life affordable, right? But at the same time, making sure that I have enough money allocated after I have, I put my savings away, put my stuff away in my Roth IRA and stuff, and that money goes towards content so I can keep developing. And then I get ad revenue, and then I keep expanding. But you can't grow something if you're not willing to go to the small points. I think people are scared to go to those points. It doesn't matter what, if you're paying your 1,200 in rent, you can, and you're making at least over $20, $25 an hour, You can make that work, but you gotta cut and sacrifice, and that's okay. For me, I make an average of probably like, I don't know, 200 to 300 a day. Sometimes it's lower than that, and that's just because I have multiple income streams, of course, and I also Lyft drive. So I said, hey, I'm gonna focus on me in 2024. I'm gonna be a Lyft driver. I'm gonna put all my money into the videos, and I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna completely focus on going all in on this, and anything left is savings, and of course, being responsible and things like that. But I'm not looking to in 2024. I refuse to give up working on what I'm working on in my dream of building a media company. And I've started to see the signs of it happening. And that's when I was like, okay, there's progress happening. I got 100,000 likes on a couple posts on Facebook in a matter of 5 days. That helped grow some of my other channels. And that's when I realized, like, oh, I'm on to something. But I'm going to have to give up a lot to make that work. And maybe you're going through something similar, but you're allowing external factors like maybe there's friends in your life, family, things like that in your life that you're allowing to keep you from working hard to get to where you want to be. You can outwork anybody, and it doesn't mean you have to do it forever. People will be there when you get back for the most part, okay? But you cannot waste another minute or another second of not doing it. It is important that you owe it to yourself. And I had to have the confidence to tell myself. That's why I had to walk away from our relationship um, summer of last year, because, or this year, my fault. It's not 2024 yet, but summer of 2023. I just realized like this was not gonna work for me. And while I did care about that person, I understood like this is just not it's not going to work, and it sucks when you come to that conclusion. So that's part of my advice. Another bit of advice is think about dreams and aspirations. Start writing them down. If you know there's something you want to do, practice. Practice that thing every day. That's what I like to do. I like to practice it or study it. So, for instance, this thing for me will get so big because we want to do animation. We have we have the viewership and the followers and the people. We just have to figure out better ways to monetize over time, which will indefinitely, it takes more money to keep making more money, right? So I started watching animation videos or animated movies every day. I started watching tutorials on Blender and just practice every day. And that's the work no one sees on the behind the scenes. And sometimes don't be afraid to do stuff when you get home around like 10 o'clock at night and stay up a little bit and still get up early. Sometimes you gotta go to sleep at 12 a.m. and get up at 5 or 6 a.m. Get you some coffee, use it while you're young. You know, I'm gonna use it while I'm young. I'm still in my 20s, so I'm gonna use that to my advantage to fast track. But you gotta be willing to work extreme hours. You gotta be willing to go crazy. I'm sorry. Like you just have like it depends on the business too. Like you open a coffee shop, you may not have to go as crazy. But there's gonna be a point where you gotta be willing to just go fucking balls to the wall, fucking going like till the end of time, man. Like you have to sometimes just understand it takes a level of grit and determination. And this world won't give you luck. Some people get it very quickly, some people don't. Sometimes we have to develop. I'm one of those people who had to develop. I had to make mistakes and learn. And this is not something that you should call extreme uh, work ethic because let me put some on. If you're writing down your dreams and aspirations, you might have to work 18 hours a day, but that's okay. It's not forever. Remember that. You might only have to do it for 6 months. But after those 6 months, you've built such a foundation for yourself. You've built such a freaking foundation that it's going to be hard to shake because it's like, oh, you've got 30 grand sitting in your bank account, right? You've got this amount that, and these are things that I had to start doing. And that's what I'm saying, what it takes. And in 2024, I'm going even further. I'm going as hard as I can. I would work 18-hour days, literally, and then I'll go to sleep and then, hang out on the weekends. I'm cutting the weekends in 2024. I'm not going. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I know what it takes. It's simple. You work those, you might have to work like that, but you get to a point to where you do really, really well. So that's how I plan to outwork everybody. Take your time. Don't give up. Um, say nice things to yourself. Aspirations. Just focus on your goal. Do not stop. Okay. Do not stop for whatever you gotta do, and stay on your P's and Q's. Whatever you got to get solved, debt, whatever, get it done. I got a whole look. I got a budget book right here for 2024. Man, I'm not playing, bro. We're only like what, a couple days, 4 days from the new year. It's the 26th today. When I say I got the whole game plan on lock, but it just requires a level of sacrifice that even I am not comfortable with. But I started around like November and October planning out my days, and I didn't quite get it yet. Like, I built a habit, though. It takes a while to build a habit because you get used to it. You say, okay, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna practice getting up. Now my body naturally gets up at 6, latest around 7. I get up, I get some coffee, I'm out the door, I'm working. I'm doing DoorDash, Lyft during the day, doing some freelance jobs in between there, here and there. Then I come home, I'm making content, and those are my days. And sometimes I go out there and I work for, 15 hours on the road. Then I, come home, I'll work those extra hours up until 18 hours on freelance stuff and content. And then I go to sleep. I do it all over again. And I'm getting used to that. And what I like too is that because I'm doing rideshare, I have flexibility. But it allows me to be like, oh, if I get a brand deal, I can come back to my apartment real quick and film that brand deal. So find a way to make your life easier. Is there's a job that you don't like, maybe consider taking a pay cut if it makes sense for your lifestyle. Now, if you got a mortgage to pay and you got kids and stuff, maybe reconsider that and find another way. But you can still work on your dream after you get off your job for like 5 hours, but you're still outworking most Americans. Most Americans will come home, watch Netflix. I don't even watch. See, I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday was Christmas, so I relaxed a little bit. I watched some TV and stuff like that. But that was the first time I had watched TV in weeks, So that's something to think about. It probably was probably longer than that, to be honest, because I wouldn't even be able to talk to people about movies. The last movie I went to go see was Oppenheimer, which I think was in September or something, and Barbie. Um, so I haven't really kept up and watched content on it. So like I said, do your thing. You could do it, but there's gonna require a level of sacrifice you may not be comfortable with. I would say don't cut your family out. Don't cut your good friends out unless they're toxic to don't cut your friends out unless they're toxic to your life. And just overall focus on what does it really take and how long do I have to do it. Come up with a game plan, and you will be good. And this is just saying that, hopefully this reassures you that if you're thinking like I am, you're on the right path. You just gotta do it, and that's okay. And I hope someone who's hearing this, it helps them, because I struggled with this for a long time. I was like, man, but so and so wants to do this and da 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 da, and you get your direction pulled in too many places. 2024, I'm all about video. That's all I care about. I don't want nothing else, and the people that are close to me. But that's a very small circle. I cut a lot of people out of my phone. I can't afford no distractions. Period. Because I know what it takes, and it's just going to take a level of focus that most people aren't willing to go through. Anyways, I hope that this video inspires you. Also, my brother, he's going to be taking over the Digital Brand Podcast, so I'm excited for that. But hopefully this video inspires you, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.